With a ticket to the prestigious Champions League next season nearly secured, Manchester United stands on the threshold of history, prepared to execute its largest-scale squad overhaul in many years. Old Trafford is no longer a place for temporary patchwork. It is steadily transforming into a massive construction site ready for blockbuster signings in the summer 2026 transfer window. One of the most shocking pieces of news, marking the end of a brief yet brilliant era, is the official confirmation from veteran midfielder Casemiro that he will be leaving the club. Following a series of rumors regarding the possibility of him staying to mentor younger players, the Brazilian star has affirmed that his decision to depart is irreversible. This means Red Devils fans will have at most 7 more matches to witness the world-class strides of the sweeper, born in 1992, before he bids farewell to the red shirt. Casemiro's departure leaves an immense void, not only in terms of professional skill, but also the medal of a 5-time European champion. However, rather than wallowing in nostalgia, the football world is turning its full attention to the calculations of the Ineos leadership and the technical staff to see who will be of sufficient stature to shoulder the responsibilities in the midfield. According to leaks from reputable sources like The Athletic, the shortlist of transfer targets for Manchester United's midfield reaches 10 names, but in reality, only 6 faces are assessed as having the highest probability of arriving at Old Trafford. Since the summer of 2025, rising stars such as Brighton's Carlos Baleba and Crystal Palace's Adam Wharton, along with established names like Sandro Tonali and Elliot Anderson, have been mentioned continuously in transfer bulletins. Nevertheless, as of now, no agreement has truly neared a conclusion, creating a dramatic sense of suspense in the market. Finding a perfect replacement for Casemiro is a truly thorny puzzle because, besides the factor of individual class that is already at an incomparable level, the aforementioned targets find it difficult to possess a skill set as diverse and comprehensive as this 34-year-old star. Casemiro is not merely a defensive midfielder, he is also a detonator in aerial situations, a tempo regulator, and possesses game-changing long-range strikes from the second line. Because of that uniqueness, Manchester United will likely have to change strategy by recruiting 2 different midfielders simultaneously to fill all the gaps Casemiro leaves behind, while creating a high-quality rotation system alongside the rising young talent Kobbie Mainoo. It is expected that the budget the Red Devils are willing to splash in the summer of 2026 could exceed £70 million for these 2 central midfield positions alone. This figure reflects the club's massive ambition in rebuilding its backbone. Further up the pitch, Manchester United's attack currently provides temporary peace of mind with the presence of a versatile trio consisting of Matheus Cunha, Bryan Mbeumo, and Benjamin Sesko. If the plan to recruit 2 new midfielders succeeds, it also means that Manuel Ugarte's future at Old Trafford is effectively over. After a period with the club, the Uruguayan midfielder has failed to meet professional expectations, playing inconsistently and frequently making positional errors. Furthermore, the powerful rise of young talents from the Carrington Academy, ready to be promoted to the first team, makes Ugarte's status more precarious than ever. The club leadership seems to have lost patience and is ready to offload him to make way for new lifeblood, more suited to Michael Carrick's philosophy. Alongside the top priority for the midfield, Manchester United is also aggressively searching for a high-caliber left winger to increase the firepower of the attack. Failing to recruit Antoine Semenyo in the past winter transfer window has not discouraged the scouts. On the contrary, it has further ignited the determination to possess a winger capable of creating high-impact breakthroughs. In the event they cannot find a suitable name for the left flank, they may shift focus toward purchasing an additional striker to rotate with Sesko, ensuring high attacking intensity for a season involving competition across multiple fronts, including the Champions League. If Michael Carrick continues to be trusted at the helm, the Red Devils' attacking structure might operate in a very special manner that the 44-year-old strategist has tested recently. Specifically, Sesko and Mbeumo might play together as center forwards, utilizing the Slovenian striker's physical power and the Cameroonian star's sharpness and speed. In that scenario, The right wing would by default belong to Amad Diallo, who is making remarkable progress, while the left wing would be held by Matheus Cunha. However, all these calculations still depend on the recovery process and form of Patrick Dorgu, a potential factor that could completely change the landscape of attacking recruitment. Another important issue that Manchester United has handled quite smoothly is the future of the surplus players. Stars who were once highly expected but are no longer in the plans, such as Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, or Rasmus Højlund, have no intention of returning to Old Trafford after their loan contracts expire. Currently, Barcelona is working on negotiations to buy Rashford outright. Aston Villa wants to keep Sancho, and Napoli is also satisfied with Højlund's contributions. These clubs are actively working with United to finalize reasonable transfer figures. Consequently, the Manchester club no longer needs to worry about dealing with personnel debt or an inflated wage bill after the summer 2026 transfer window closes, which allows them to focus entirely on new acquisition targets. Returning to the defense, a position becoming equally urgent is a long-term replacement for Luke Shaw. The English defender is preparing to enter his 13th campaign serving the Red Devils, a long period filled with glory, but also no shortage of persistent injuries that have left him tired both physically and mentally. With Patrick Dorgu almost certain to be pushed up to play as a winger in the future, Manchester United currently finds itself in a situation where no one is truly capable enough to replace Luke Shaw on the left flank. Two young talents, Diego Leon and Harry Amas, despite receiving much expectation, still need more time to prove themselves. The upcoming summer tour will be the final opportunity for this duo to score points with the coaching staff. If their performances do not meet requirements, they will likely have to leave the club on loan or through a permanent sale to seek regular playing opportunities elsewhere, forcing Man United to enter the transfer market for a new left back. Finally, the goalkeeping position is also witnessing interesting fluctuations. While Senna Lamens is gradually establishing himself as the number one choice, the team still needs a high-quality backup, or even someone capable of competing fairly for the starting spot. Andre Onana will certainly not return to Old Trafford, as he is seeking a long-term contract at Trabzonspor to stabilize his career. Simultaneously, Altay Bayindir is not content with a bench role and will likely depart in the summer of 2026 to save his future at another club. In that context, the name Radek Vítek is emerging as a fascinating phenomenon. The 22-year-old Czech goalkeeper is currently playing for Bristol City in the Championship and has made a strong impression with a series of extraordinary saves, frequently becoming a focal point on social media. With an ideal height and excellent reflexes, Vítek is assessed as one of the most promising young goalkeepers in England today. If he receives an invitation from his parent club Manchester United, Vítek will certainly not miss this golden opportunity to return and fight for a position in the first team. In summary, the summer of 2026 promises to be a radical bloodletting for Manchester United. From saying goodbye to loyal servants like Casemiro and Luke Shaw, to decisively removing those who are no longer suitable, like Ugarte, or the group of players out on loan, the Old Trafford side is showing unprecedented decisiveness in its management. The goal is not just to reach the top four or participate in the Champions League, but to build a squad with depth, combining youth, hunger, and smart tactical signings. With a bountiful budget and a clear transfer roadmap, the Red Devils are confidently looking toward the 2026 to 2027 season with a completely new appearance, ready to challenge for every title and reaffirm their great status on the world football map. Every piece of the puzzle, from the midfield and attack to the left back and goalkeeper positions, is being carefully considered to create the most complete Manchester United under the new era.